a second leadoff hitter down in the 9 hole. Aggies scored 3 in the first on Thursday night, 3 in the first last night. We'll see if Texas A&M is able to strike here in the first inning again on this Saturday afternoon as we are underway. No balls and a strike. 0-2 now to Trevor Werner. Werner hitting .243 on the year, 190 in conference play, and has really battled some injuries, especially early in the season this year. Had an oblique injury, came back from that, then a hammock bone injury, came back from that, but then the wound reopened and put him on the shelf for a while longer, and it's really kind of taken him all season to get into any kind of a groove. Trevor Werner this weekend, 1 for 11. He's got a double. Behind in the count here, a ball and 2 strikes.
It's a third consecutive day. His first at bat. Ole Miss has got him 0-2 in the count, too.
1-2 from Diamond. Chopped, third base side, and foul. Justin Bench fields it there. Each of the first 2 games, Werner has flown out to start the ball game. Hoping that we'll be able to cruise along in this game and avoid any weather issues. There is a pretty significant storm system that's going to make its way through Oxford and North Mississippi later tonight. Threat of some severe weather. Could potentially deal with some pop-up showers and some lightning in the area as we go through the game. But we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that that does not happen. 1-2. Outside, Dunhurst tried to pull it back in and get the call. Jeff Head, the home plate umpire today. Alfredo Burkeen is at first base, Scott Klein at second, and Jeff Wright, the third base umpire. Two balls and 2 strikes to Trevor Werner. Down low. Trevor Werner thought that was ball 4. It is not. It is all 3.
Ole Miss fans reminding Werner that play 4 in this league. I think that's happened to every one of us who has played this game before, though. But a good at bat for Werner. Falls down 0-2, is able to work it full.
It's better when that's a player in the umpire than the umpire, right? Player forgets the count. Like, okay. Umpire forgets the count. He's hearing it from everyone. Full count from Derek Diamond. The pitch lifted into the outfield. Left center, long run. Kevin Graham dives for it. Not going to get there. McCants will pick it up. Werner going to try and turn it into 3. Throw to third base is not in time. A leadoff triple for Trevor Werner on a ball that carried a long way. Split the outfielders. Kevin Graham in left and McCants in center.
See this slider here from Diamond. Honestly, a pretty good pitch. The wind is howling right to the left center gap. I wonder if he got up into that jet stream, got just enough. Graham almost able to get there, but a great start for Texas A&M. Diamond has a tendency to leave the ball up. He's giving up 20 extra base hits in his 58 and a third innings coming into today. That one was still a pretty good pitch, though.
Derek Diamond in 14 appearances. This is his 15th, making his 13th start of the year. Delivers down and in for ball 1 to Jack Moss. 58 and a third hitting, 58 and a third innings. That was the 70th hit he's given up this year. 44 runs, 11 walks, 52 strikeouts. With the batting average against, pretty gaudy, 283. And he's behind in the count to a dangerous hitter here in Jack Moss. We have had 2 long games, and talking to some of the folks from Texas A&M, they said, yeah, you've seen that for 2 days. We've seen it for 3 months. There's a strike. The count goes 2-1 now to Jack Moss. 4 hours and 7 minutes on Thursday night, 4 hours and 5 minutes last night. And if you talk to people who were at the ballpark both nights, they don't believe you. They're like, there's no way that the Thursday night game was longer than last night's game. But look. Oh, wow, how about that? The average finish of the Boston Marathon, 3 hours and 54 minutes over the course of the last 20 years.
Oh, my. Pace of play fans losing their minds. Interesting
Stats and info working overtime there.
No doubt. Interesting little exchange there. Home plate umpire Jeff Head, you saw him leave the screen. He went back to talk to Dylan Rock because Rock was almost in the right-handed batter's box, but all the way back to the netting, trying to get a good look at Diamond.
3-1, line the opposite way. That's a base hit for Jack Moss. Back-to-back hits to start the game, and Texas A&M for the third straight game strikes first. An RBI single for Moss. That is his 5th hit of the weekend.
And we've seen this all weekend. Just doesn't do too much. Goes with where the pitch is. Got a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Just delivers it in left field. Again, A&M out the gates early.
Dylan Rock. Doing some dirt work in the right-handed batter's box. You've seen the routine over the last couple of days. He's got what he does before every single pitch that includes a long stare at the bat as he climbs into the box. A course of boos every time he came to the plate last night. But Dylan Rock, 3 hits on the weekend, couple of home runs, 3 runs batted in. And he takes a first pitch strike from Diamond. You ask why the boos if you haven't been with us this weekend. On Thursday night in game 1, Dylan Rock was facing John Gaddis. Gaddis, a little bit of a quick pitch, as I think he had grown tired of Dylan Rock's pre-at-bat routine. Rock took him deep the opposite way. He was talking to Gaddis as he went to first base. Had a couple of Ole Miss players that took exception with that, including Peyton Chatagnier, who kind of chased him towards second base. Both teams were warned after Mike Bianco came out of the dugout and talked to the umpires. And then John Gaddis threw at Austin Boast just behind him. Gaddis was ejected and is now serving game 2 of a 4-game suspension because both teams had been warned. Mike Bianco, by rule, was also ejected. Served a suspension last night. Mike Bianco is back in the Ole Miss dugout today. And so because Rock was involved with all that, he's heard it from the Ole Miss fans every at-bat since.
And I don't think they appreciated him scooching over to behind home plate there either. There's a bunch of people who jumped on him, but a little gamesmanship from Dylan Rock.
Well, over to first and diving back in safely is Jack Moss.
Diamond with another pick, just keeping Moss close.
Dylan Rock behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Pretty productive weekend at the plate. 3 for 8, 5 runs scored. He's walked 3 times. A couple of long balls in Thursday's game. The 1-2 from Diamond.
Texas A&M's been really active on the bases all weekend. 2-2 count, already got a run on the board. Good opportunity. Moss can run a little bit. Rock can handle the bat really well. See if they put him in motion.
Strike 3 call. Dylan Rock goes away looking. That is the first out here in the top of the first.
That's a really good 2-seam fastball from Diamond. You see him start it on the white of the left-handed batter's box, and it comes back across the outside part of the plate. It's living on the edge right there. Tremendous pitch and a big strikeout to get the first one here in the first.
Dunhurst, a little bit of a frame there, kind of pulled it back in. I don't know if that influenced the call for Jeff Head or not. Jack Moss. Six for 6 in stolen bases this year, but he does not have a steal in conference play. Austin Boast. 4 hits on the weekend for Boast. He takes strike 1. Boast hitting .357 on the year. Average even better than that in conference play. Just kind of the inverse of what you might think. .372 average in SEC games. Half of his home runs and about 2/3 of his runs batted in have come in SEC play. Leadoff triple from Trevor Werner, then an RBI single from Jack Moss. Dylan Rock struck out looking. A&M with a runner at first. And 1 out.
Diamond paying a lot of attention to Moss over there. Doesn't have a ton of stolen bases on the year, but is 6 for 6.
Yeah. Moss, the transfer from Arizona State, ultimately chose Texas A&M. Ole Miss was very much in that recruiting battle. In fact, he visited Oxford after the season at Arizona State ended and before he made his ultimate decision. Good player, Jack Moss. Tough loss for Arizona State and a great get for Texas A&M. Three and 1 now to Austin Boast.
This is the patience of Texas A&M. It worked out to strike Rock out on the 1-2 fastball. Diamond is trying to pitch it perfectly to that outside part of the plate, but A&M just rarely extends the strike zone.
All 4. 3 of the first 4 in the lineup have reached safely for Texas A&M. Aggies have got now first and second with just 1 out. And Ryan Targach coming to the plate. Targach, deservedly so, has moved up a couple of spots in the order. He's had a couple of hits on the weekend and has driven in 3. He's been hitting in the 7 hole, but look at his numbers. 12 home runs on the year, 9 of them in SEC play, and he is
good pitch there from Diamond. It's not missing by much.
Becomes a little more difficult to get those borderline calls, though, when you've not been consistently hitting those spots. Dunhurst is asking for time. Diamond just kind of stays put.
I just warned him, but not sure if he knew there was a time call there.
Now 1-1. Ryan Targach. No, it's crazy. I talked with a couple of staff members from Texas A&M, with the radio crew from Texas A&M. They're like, yeah, I mean, 4 hours is the norm. That's what this team does. And you look at it, and you know, if you're just watching, it's a little maddening because in terms of pace, I mean, it's just an absolute slog. But there is method to the way that Texas A&M approaches it. They focus on grinding out at bats, on taking a lot of pitches, on being very methodical. Jim Schlossnagle has no time for conversations about pace of play in college baseball. But let's just be honest, 4-hour games on the regular are not good for college baseball.
I understand the mentality behind it. You can definitely, I mean, just these pitches this inning with Diamond, it just feels like everyone is amped up a little bit, a little more pressure on the opposition, but you're absolutely right.
And in fairness, Derek Diamond is not working anywhere close to quickly. Taking a long time in between each pitch, but 2-2's fouled off. We'll do it again. That's what Texas A&M does, right? They take a lot of pitches. They foul a lot of pitches. They are grinders at the plate. And that is the mentality that Jim Schlossnagle in year number 1 in College Station has tried to instill with his team.
Still 1 out, 2-2 count, 27 pitches thrown for Diamond.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball there. Swung through the 92-mile-an-hour heater for the second out of the inning.
Another really good fastball. It's a little up. Good location. Targa's just unable to catch up to that one. The reason I'm bringing up the pitch count, Diamond has not thrown deep into ball games, but his velocity will start to drop off at some point as you get into the second, third, and fourth inning. So the more A&M's able to wear him down in the first, and to help themselves in the second, third.
First pitch strike to Troy Claunch, batting in the 6th hole. Claunch has driven in 3 on the weekend. Had a big hit in last night's first inning. Drove one the opposite way. Scored a couple of runs and made it 3-0 for Texas A&M. After those 3 runs in the first last night, Texas A&M would not get another run until the 5th inning. Outside corner strike and a double steal. And that's exactly what happened with Claunch at the plate last night. Remember, you had the double steal with runners on first and second. Got them both into scoring position, and then he got the base hit to drive in 2.
And Ole Miss, again, going back to the A&M approach, and they were kind of lulled to sleep there. We talk about this all the time. When pitchers have really good pace, it plays into the hand of your defense because they're ready and their feet are moving all the time. Not that way when you're going up against the Aggies of A&M.
The 0-2 to Claunch. High for ball 1. Tennessee has clinched the number 1 seed in the SEC tournament. They're playing for a sweep this afternoon in Starkville. Game not yet underway. Texas A&M and Arkansas tied atop the SEC West, both at 18 and 11. The 1-2, ground ball to short. Gonzalez fields it cleanly. And a better first inning.
It's just a complete effort.
Jacob Gonzalez. It's a fly ball to right field. Minnick going back to the track. Thompson in center field. He will make the catch 2 steps into the track. That ball's hit to left field. It's gone by a lot. Wynn maybe knocking it down a little bit in right field. Loud fly ball out for Gonzalez. 1 away.
Yeah, but he continues to find the barrel. Every ball he hit yesterday was on the barrel and hard. Just missed, putting Ole Miss back on top here early in the first.
Tim Elko now coming to the plate for Ole Miss. 19 home runs on the year, 61 runs batted in. He does not have a hit on the weekend. 0 for 5, but has 5 walks. He got a steady diet of off-speed pitches, and you could tell the approach with A&M. They weren't being passive, but they were being careful with Elko at the plate. Elko chases the breaking ball in the dirt. The count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, that over-the-top breaking ball, even though it'll break back into the right-hander, with the arm slot that Prager has, more 12-6, can still be really difficult to the right-handed hitters.
Two balls and a strike. Three and one. Now to Tim Elko. See if Prager gives in and goes with the fastball, or if he stays with the breaking ball, even behind in the count. 3 balls and a strike. does throw a breaking ball, and that was a good one on the outside corner. Got a swing and a miss from Tim Elko.
I know I've said this repeatedly, but the way the shift is for A&M, they got 3 defenders on the left side, huge hole on the right. You got a right-handed hitter up against a left-handed pitcher who's throwing you off-speed stuff predominantly. Just got to step into one and try to poke it through that hole.
2002, 2003 before taking the TCU job, where he was the coach for 18 years and took TCU to 5 College World Series, 2010 and then 14 through 17. I think I mentioned it to you on Thursday night if you were with us. Ole Miss and TCU met in Omaha in 2014, and Ole Miss actually knocked TCU out of the College World Series that year. Kevin Graham. 2-0 to Kevin Graham.
Graham is an aggressive hitter. I mean, those were 2 down in the zone, but the left-on-left match can get over aggressive in those situations and chase those sliders early in the count. Nice job by Graham.
Kevin Graham last night in the 5th inning had a 12-pitch at bat. And he ended up going the opposite way, rolling it through the left side of the infield. He pops this one up on the infield. Infield fly rule is in effect. Nobody can find it, and now it's Werner that makes the catch. Would have resulted in an out regardless. There are 2 down.
Yeah, Parker made a good 2-0 fastball pitch right there on the outside, and Graham pulled off it. Big out there.
Obviously, Werner had his eyes on that the whole time, but Kaler was trying to find it. And as that ball started coming down, he lost it and just kind of bailed out. A little bit of a tough sky right now. There's some clouds, some overcast, a little hazy with the wind blowing. Two outs for Kemp Alderman, the Rebel DH. He takes low for ball 1. Leadoff hit by pitch to bench. Gonzalez flew out. Elko walked. Kevin Graham popped out. Bench at second, Elko at first, and Kemp Alderman at the plate. Hit his 9th home run of the season last night. Went the opposite way. Judge for yourself.
So that was, just going back to Elko, that was his 6th walk of the year. In 140 at-bats, Kevin Graham has walked 7 times. Kind of crazy statistic there.
6th walk of the weekend for Elko.
Right, 6th of the weekend.
And 7 on the year for Kevin Graham. One ball, 1 strike to Kemp Alderman. Alderman hits it high in the air. Minnick should have a play on it. And the wind really was still kind of pushing that ball back toward right center. Ole Miss gets a couple of free passes, but nothing to show for it. 1-0 after 1, A&M. Back with you. Swayze Field in Oxford, currently 86 degrees. Winds out of the south-southeast at 15. It's really been blowing out for the last 2 days, more out to left, kind of a foul pole to foul pole wind.
Good day to be a right-handed hitter. Good day to be a hitter, period. It's warm out, sun's out, beautiful day. A wrap up to the season. Hard to believe the regular season's already over.
We're in that kind of strange time for weather. We've been in the 90s the last 3, 4, 5 days. Tomorrow the high is 71 after that storm front comes through tonight.
So you're saying I got at least one more day of pullover season. It's exciting. It's my favorite time of year. Not Christmas, pullover season.
Okay. Derek Diamond, fouled back by Brett Minnick. Minnick hit in the 5-hole the last 2 games. They flip-flop Minnick and Targach, 5 and 7. Minnick has 3 hits on the weekend, including a double, and he's driven in a run. 2-1 to Minnick. Three and one now to Brett Minnick. Texas A&M with a run in the top of the first inning. Got a leadoff triple from Trevor Werner. Hit it into the left center field gap past a diving Kevin Graham. And Jack Moss went the opposite way. Drove one through the left side of the infield for an RBI single. Put the Aggies out in front 1-0. Foul tipped and held on to by Dunhurst. Then it was a strikeout, a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. As the Aggies got a run on a couple of hits in the top of the first inning. Ole Miss, a couple of free passes, leadoff hit batter, and a walk in the bottom of the first inning. 3 fly ball outs. And Rebels couldn't do anything with it. Just outside for ball 4. Second walk of the game by Derek Diamond.
Second leadoff hitter to reach in as many innings for A&M.
For the year, Ole Miss's team strikeout to walk ratio is about 2-1. Coming into today's game, 461 strikeouts. Hold on, that's not right. It's about 2.5-1. 534 strikeouts, 199 walks. But this weekend, Texas A&M has struck out as a team 18 times, and they have 16 walks. That was coming into today, so 2 more strikeouts. 20 strikeouts on the weekend and 18 walks on the weekend. Combination with Ole Miss pitchers and Texas A&M hitters.
Just shows you how you get to some lopsided scores, right?
This ball lifted to center. TJ McCants, easy play, 1 away. Thompson goes down.
Say on the weekend, polished for Texas A&M and probably Josh Mallett's for Ole Miss. Probably the best 2 outings of the weekend for both teams, both coming out of the bullpen. It's not been a great weekend for starting pitching, although I thought Hunter Elliott really gutted out that effort last night. Really got the game calmed down for Ole Miss after giving up 3 in the first. Got into the 5th, let the offense get caught up.
Over to first, kind of a scramble back to the bag for Minnick. Able to get in ahead of the tag. Minnick 5 out of 7. Run game has been part of the strategy this weekend for Texas A&M. Strike gets the corner to Cole Kaler, the 9-hole hitter. Kaler has 1 hit and a couple of walks on the weekend. Has scored a run. Drew McDaniel, he threw about half a game in the bullpen last night, but was never used as the first guy up today. No real urgency for Drew McDaniel. Out beyond the right field wall. All 14 teams in action on this final day of the regular season, and all 7 games are underway. Keep an eye on scores from around the league as we take you through the afternoon. This fly ball out to center. McCants, a couple of steps back. They're 2 away. Game of big-time interest in College Station and among Texas A&M fans is happening in Tuscaloosa, where Arkansas and Alabama are playing. Arkansas jumped out to a 2-0 lead with a couple of runs in the top of the first, but Alabama answered with a 6-run bottom of the second inning. Alabama winning over Arkansas is the outcome that is most beneficial for the Aggies. Minnick back in safely. Because Texas A&M took 2 of 3 from the Razorbacks, if they finish tied in the standings, then A&M would get the 2 seed in the SEC tournament. Both teams would get their Western Division championship trophies. Of course, an Arkansas loss and a Texas A&M win, and the Aggies win the West outright. South Carolina trying to salvage a game in Gainesville, leading it 3-1 in the 4th inning. First pitch to Werner misses. Werner tripled his first time up and later scored on the RBI single from Jack Moss. It's just the second hit of the weekend for Trevor Werner. Based on the standings right now, Florida would be the 6th seed. We still have a lot of movement on this final day, though, of the regular season. South Carolina has secured a spot in the tournament. In fact, the only thing left to be decided is Kentucky or Missouri for the 12th seed in terms of who actually goes to Hoover. A Kentucky win and they are in. A Missouri loss and Kentucky is in. The only scenario where Missouri gets into the tournament and Kentucky does not is if Missouri pulls off the sweep in Athens and Kentucky loses Game 3 to Auburn in Lexington. Currently in Lexington, Auburn leading 1-0 over the Cats in the bottom of the 5th inning. And in Athens, Georgia up 2-1 on Missouri in the bottom of the 3rd.
Pretty remarkable, Mizzou getting themselves just a chance after they were swept here by Ole Miss. Looked like they were well out of it.
Swept in Oxford, lost 2 of 3 at home last weekend to Florida. But have really swung it well in Athens through the first 2 games this weekend. 1-2 is up for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vanderbilt's got Chris McElvain on the mound today. They lead 6-3 over LSU after LSU bombed the Commodores in the first 2 games. Mississippi State with an early 1-0 lead on an R.J. Yeager home run over Tennessee. Lifted to right field. Leatherwood basically freezes in his. First pitch to Hayden Dunhurst is in for a strike as Ryan Preger is back out for his second inning of work. Big weekend at the plate for Hayden Dunhurst. He's been on base 8 times and has 5 hits.
Nice 833 average on the weekend so far.
Did you do that math in your head?
Nah, I just got the score sheet right here. Does it right there for me.
Ball and a strike. Fouled back. I admittedly don't know a ton about McNeese, but UTSA is a good team out of Conference USA. And obviously TCU, good program there at Fort Worth. Jim Schlossnagle certainly knows them well. He's fouled out of play third base side, and Schlossnagle's longtime pitching coach, Kirk Sarloos, is the head coach now at TCU. He was, I mean, when Schlossnagle left, he was the easy choice, but he was also the right choice, and they went through the process of a air quote search. But Kirk Sarloos was always going to have that job. The 1-2, out off again.
Was that job or in somewhere else? He was in the mix. Seemed like for every search. They're good at bat here from Dunhurst, though.
Dunhurst out in front pulls this one foul. I think maybe this at bat is just kind of a small illustration of the difference in Hayden Dunhurst for much of this year and what you've seen this weekend. There's been a lot of swing and miss for him this year, but once he gets into a count where he's behind over the last couple of days, you've seen him foul off a ton of pitches to extend at bats.
And that right there. Maybe a month ago, he's probably flailing at that one, trying to reach it. Just sits on it. Even if you make contact, you're not going to be able to hit it very far. Able to get the count even.
And Dunhurst hits a fly ball to right field. That one's pretty well hit. Long run for Thompson. He's not going to get there. Miss. It's a leadoff solo home run from Hayden Dunhurst. First pitch to Peyton Chatinier. Called strike one. Chatinier, the junior from Cypress, Texas. 8 home runs, 31 driven in on the year. 4 of his 8 home runs in SEC play. One ball, one strike. The general consensus about Ole Miss coming into this final weekend of regular season play was that the Rebels needed a combination of 2 wins. Whether it was 2 against Texas A&M or 1 this weekend and 1 in Hoover to absolutely solidify their spot in the SEC tournament. Or excuse me, in the NCAA tournament. There's no doubt for Texas A&M. They're in. The question is, are they hosting? Can they climb into that top 8? A lot of people think that 14 is enough. Ole Miss with a win today could remove all doubt. Whatever happens in Hoover happens, doesn't make a difference. 15 SEC wins, and you're just in, period. Hopper to short. Kaler over to Moss. Low throw, but Moss grabs it for the first out of the inning. Mike Bianco, 22nd season here in Oxford, 25th overall. His team dug themselves a big, big hole, partially because of being swept at home twice. I don't know if there's much shame in being swept by Tennessee anywhere this year, whether you play at home, road, or on the moon. But the sweep against Alabama has continued to sting, as it's an Alabama team that has not played well really since then. Second half of SEC play has been a struggle for the Crimson Tide. They are trying to right the ship this weekend in the final weekend of league play. They've split the series with Arkansas. We talked about it at the outset, though. Ole Miss can absolutely lock up an NCAA tournament spot with a win today. Taking 2 from Texas A&M with an RPI that would be in the low 30s at that point.
14 wins, but a loss today and a loss on Tuesday. You're starting to flirt with historical trends. Every now and again, they don't go your way.
2-1. Fouled off by Leatherwood.
But 3 weeks ago, there wasn't many people who thought Ole Miss was still in control of its own destiny, right? I mean, they leaped out of that hole with a couple sweeps and just started playing good baseball. And honestly, it started after the Mississippi State series where they lost at home. Went to Arkansas, played really good baseball, got 3 tremendous outings from their starting pitching. Bullpen was really good. Lost by...
Well, and I would mostly agree with you. I would say pitched it really well. I'm not sure that they played great that weekend because they missed a ton of opportunities to add on. But it was like that was when the confidence changed a little bit, right?
When the pitching breeds confidence into the hitters, too, when they don't feel like, man, I got to go out there and hit a 2-run bomb right here. We're about to give up this lead. And vice versa. When you start to hit, the pitchers relax. So I don't have to be perfect. If I give up a solo home run, who cares? My offense is going to come back, put up 3.
Cued out in front of home plate, swinging bunt, grabbed by Claunch, and he sends it down to Moss just in time to get Leatherwood. All right, so this is since 1999 when the conference, when the NCAA tournament expanded to 64. 16 or more wins, 100% of the time SEC teams get in. With 15 wins, you see that's happened 26 times, 73% of the time that's been good enough to get into the tournament. You get really dicey when you get down to 13, and no SEC team with 11 or fewer wins, nor should they, has ever made the postseason.
Yeah, and you'd like to go into Hoover just not pressing about it, right? Going into that Tuesday game where you feel like you have to win, every pitch is just pressure-packed.
TJ McCants in the 9-hole. 3 hits and 9 at-bats on the weekend. McCants rifles this one to right field, and that rolls toward the corner. Aggressive turn for TJ McCants. He's headed to second with a 2-out stand-up double. 4th hit of the weekend for McCants. He really turned on that pitch.
You got a fastball here from Preggers on the inside. Does a really good job of getting the barrel through the ball. And a lot of times you front shoulder flies out or your hands roll too quickly and you yank it foul, but great job staying through that baseball and a big 2-out hit.
Top of the order, and Justin Bench hit by a pitch his first time up. Justin Bench, 4 hits and 3 free passes this weekend. Twice he's been hit by a pitch, has a walk as well. Looking for a base hit here with McCants. Swings through the breaking ball for strike 1.
There from Preggers.
Justin Bench quickly behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. A couple of swings and misses. The 0-2 from Preger. Fastball a little down, a little out.
Go away.
Ground ball. Werner. A good wind out to left field today. This ball lined to third. And that is an out. Jack Moss hit that one in the screws. That's twice that he's tried to go the opposite way. Did so for an RBI single back in the first inning. Justin Bench able to haul that one in. It's 4 in a row retired by Derek Diamond.
It's a big out right there. I was just thinking going into this probably 3-hitter stretch is going to be the most crucial for Derek Diamond of his day. If he's able to get through this, which has been no easy feat, he's able to get the bottom of the order coming back into the 4th inning.
First pitch strike to Dylan Rock.
It's the 5th hard contact I have for Texas A&M as well. I mean, they've just been putting the ball hard in play most of the day. There's another one right there.
Rock lines that out into left field for a clean 1-out single.
It's another off-speed pitch, breaking ball right here, up, which is talked about with Diamond. Been down with that breaking ball most of the day. Just unable to keep that one down. Nice job by Rock, who's continued to have a really good weekend here at Swayze.
3rd hit of the game for Texas A&M. Austin Boast, DH, hitting in the 4 spot in the lineup. Go over to first, and Rock gets back in. Dylan Rock, pretty well-rounded. How about hitting .335, 15 home runs, 46 runs batted in, and oh, by the way, he runs 14 out of 19 in stolen bases on the year.
He's a really good player. The middle of that lineup for A&M, I would put those 3 guys up against just about anybody that doesn't wear the orange of Tennessee.
No balls and a strike. Yeah, a lot of production out of Moss, Rock, Boast, and today Targach pushed up in the order. You look at the size of Jack Moss and you kind of think, okay, yeah, he's in the home run mix, and he's hit 6 on the year. That's a good number. It's not that double-digit number. This one lined out to left. Kevin Graham diving forward makes the catch to rob Austin Boast of a base hit.
Nice play here by Kevin Graham. Gets a good read. See him tracking it the whole way in. Gets his nose in there. Defense really making plays for Derek Diamond here in the third.
Kevin Graham, diving catch. Kind of jammed that shoulder in a little bit. 2 down after the 1-out single from Dylan Rock. Another hard hit ball. Here's Targach and a throw over. Rock dives back in safely. Just finishing that thought though on Jack Moss. You look at his numbers. He's got 78 hits on the year. Actually 79 if you include today's. 15 doubles, has a triple, 6 home runs. He's driven in 40. Slugging percentage pretty good. On base percentage pretty good. And you're talking about with Moss and Rock back-to-back spots in the order transfers.
Yeah, and Jack Moss in a race with Blake Rambush at Auburn, 78 hits. I guess 79, that may be tied. I'm not sure what's going on in the Auburn game, but potentially lead the SEC with total hits. How about Florida? Wyatt Langford and Judd Fabian with 21 and 20 homers. Leading the league. The same lineup. Wonder why they've gotten so hot. Might be it right there.
Runner goes. A little double clutch there as Dunhurst had to wait on Gonzalez to get there. He was shaded well toward the 6 hole.
It was a delayed steal, which is why Gonzalez wasn't there, and you saw the double clutch. Watch the double. Does the double shuffle? Nobody there covering. Tremendous job there by Rock. That is well executed delayed steal. You get the big secondary lead there. Catcher thinks maybe going, but the infielder doesn't necessarily see it initially. That is a really good base running play.
So Rock now in scoring position. The 1-1 to Targach in there for a strike. We're talking about the home run chase in the SEC. Langford's got 21 for Florida. Dylan Cruz for LSU. Judd Fabian for Florida. Trey Lipscomb for Tennessee, all with 20. Then you got Tim Elko with 19. Dylan Rock and Jacob Gonzalez in that group of players at 15 home runs. That's tied for 11th. Ball and 2 strikes to Ryan Targach. Diamond delivers, and it hit him. Not a lot of reaction there from Targach other than a limp down the line.
They caught him right behind the knee. Barely just off the side of it. He just kind of grazed him. Dunhurst may have got the worst of that. Obviously, Targach's not feeling very good.
Trying to kind of shake it out down there at first base.
Yeah, Dylan Rock with that steal just tied Rambush as well for 4th in the SEC in steals, assuming Rambush hasn't stolen himself. So pretty remarkable year for the transfer of A&M.
Hayden Dunhurst going to go out and talk with Derek Diamond. With the break in the action, Rock taking a quick trip to the dugout as well. I think the second base umpire, Scott Klein, pointed to his eye. Maybe that having to flush out that eye with a contact lens or something like that.
Writing something down in his book, too. I'm not sure. Not sure this fan base cares what it was with their relationship with Dylan Rock this weekend. Big moment in the game, though.
Well, you go back to the at-bat. I mean, Derek Diamond had a 1-2 count on Targot's trying to get out of the inning with no damage, but loses him with the hit batter. Now starts things over with Troy Claunch. Claunch grounded out his first time up tonight. Has a couple of hits on the weekend. Had a big 2-run double last night. Claunch lines this to right field. Leatherwood coming in. He's not going to get there. That's going to score at least 1 run. And Texas A&M takes a 2-1 lead. Claunch went after the first pitch, and you see just how big a couple of things are. 1, the stolen base, and then 2, the hit by pitch to extend the inning.
Yeah, Claunch's first at bat, he took a slider for strike 1, gets the same pitch, goes with it the other way, doesn't get a ton on it, just puts it in the right spot. 2-out hit by pitch, 2-out walks in general, usually come back to get you. We'll see McDaniel now getting up throw for Ole Miss.
Now you get to Brett Minnick in the 7-hole. He walked his first time up. Talked a lot about pace of play, and I know some of it's Texas A&M driven, but it's also Derek Diamond driven on the mound. He is not a catch the ball, go to the rubber, and throw it. He's taking his time. And this is a painful and laborious pace of play right now.
Yeah, and Jeff Head's not holding up play. You know, a lot of times you see the umpire let the hitters get set. I mean, watch Minnick right here. He's going to step in. Jeff Head's going to hold it for 1 second. As soon as that second foot crosses, it's in play right now. Derek Diamond could get the sign and be throwing this very second. There's nothing holding him back. I know the quick pitch by John Gaddis in Game 1 got a lot of play because of what transpired after, but that's what you have to do. You're letting Texas A&M dictate the game.
Ground ball, backhanded by Gonzalez, throws across the diamond, long stretch for...
Two pitches, 2 swings for Gonzalez. Fastball in the first at bat, hit one 3 feet shy of being a home run. It's the breaking ball there, still going after it. See how close he is to the box with a left-handed Prager throwing.
Gonzalez hits this ball in the air to right, and that ball is gone. And once again, we are tied.
Heat check still very much alive for Jacob Gonzalez, who is just squaring up anything thrown to the plate by Texas A&M right now. Between he and Hayden Dunhurst, is an unbelievable weekend for them. Prager goes back to the fastball here, inside Gonzalez. See how much extension he gets on that front arm? That's how you keep that fair. Keep the barrel in there. Showers in right field.
Line drive to right field over the back wall of the bullpen. 2-2. Second home run of the weekend for Jacob Gonzalez. He went almost a month between home runs, but besides 2 days and 2 home runs, that's a good thing. That's his 16th of the year and moves him into a tie for 8th in the SEC in that category. Big swing and a miss. Elko behind 0-2. 5th year, 3-time team captain, SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year a season ago. Tim Elko honored with the seniors earlier today, and deservedly so. #16th home run, 45th RBI of the year for Jacob Gonzalez. Elko falls behind in the count 0-2, and then quickly it evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now 3-2.
So we got 3-2 here. 2-2 2 game. Change up, maybe fastball away.
That is the 7th walk of the weekend to Tim Elko, which, to your point earlier, matches the number of walks that Kevin Graham has this year as Graham walks to the plate.
Perfectly well done. Perfectly executed there. You could
I
say
didn't mean to steal your thunder. That is Matt McLaughlin's note.
But you could say he walked right into it. You walked right into that one, you know?
You got to stop.
Okay. All right. Too far?
You got to stop.
2-4. Got it.
Runner at first, nobody out. Kevin Graham reaches out, pokes it to right field, just over the glove of Kaler. First and second now for Ole Miss with nobody out. 2-2 game between the Rebels and the Aggies.
It's another breaking ball there from Prager. Saw him hit that one, goes down and gets first pitch. Look at those numbers from Kevin Graham. Bash Brothers certainly accurate. Top of those guys this weekend, it's been Hayden Dunhurst and Jacob Gonzalez.
Here's Kemp Alderman. Flew out to right his first time up. Hit a home run the opposite way in last night's game. He takes inside for ball 1. And the thing that's, if you've watched Kemp Alderman ever in batting practice, you know that the power it's insane. The ball comes off of his bat differently than it does most. But he's got 9 home runs this year, and probably 6 of those are center, straightaway, or right field home runs. How's this one off? And that probably shows you the strength more than anything else. The ability to go the opposite way, the ability to hit it to straightaway center field.
Yeah, again, I mentioned it before. The guys that have light tower power like that try to limit their ability to get those hands extended, which is why I'm surprised you don't see them going inside more on Alderman.
One. And Alderman fights it off toward first. Everybody's going to be able to get back. First out of the inning.
Did go inside there on Alderman with that fastball. Able to get in his kitchen, get the pop-up. That's a big out right there. Hit first and second, nobody out after the tie game.
But this guy coming to the plate, Hayden Dunhurst, solo home run that got Ole Miss on the board in the second inning. That was his 6th hit of the weekend. 6 for 7 at the plate. 9 times he has been on base safely. On Thursday night, Dunhurst had a 3-run double, single with a run scored, a walk, and a single. Moved up a couple of spots in the order yesterday. Had 2 singles and 2 walks. He takes that inside and is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Solo home run today. Ole Miss has tied it up on Jacob Gonzalez's 16th home run of the year. Walk and a single after that before the soft line out from Alderman. Rebels trying to take their first lead of the game. Trying to throw to second. A 1-hopper to Kaler. There are people that makes a lot of sense for. I'm not sure that makes just a whole ton of sense with Tim Elko at second base.
Just because you got the oven mitt on doesn't mean you steal bases, right? Union does have a left-hander warming up out in the bullpen as well.
2-0. Strike that nips the corner, 2-1. How about this score from Tuscaloosa? Alabama now leading 10-3 over Arkansas. They got 6 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. And they're still batting in the fourth. Two-one, 3-1. 61 pitches so far for Ryan Prager. He's allowed 2 earned runs on 4 hits. Couple of walks in the game. The 3-1. Strike against the corner. That's a good pitch by Prager.
And again, just to show you how locked in Dunhurst is. A lot of guys, when you are literally on fire in the box, will just take swings at anything that's close. He knew that was a great pitch. He let it go, lived to see another pitch, see if you get something more that you can handle.
Full count to Dunhurst. Runners go, and it's fouled back.
And another tip of the cap to how well Dunhurst is swinging. A guy who struck out a ton this year, Ole Miss putting in motion, potentially running themselves into a strike him out, throw him out. See Coach Mike Bianco, a ton of confidence in Dunhurst right now to put the barrel on the ball. And if they do it again, they're going to move Werner to cover third base, so the entire left side of the infield is going to be wide open to Dunhurst if he does go that way.
Prager look to second, runners go. Lifted third base side, out of play.
It's Menifee out in the bullpen for Texas A&M. Talked to some of the Texas A&M folks before the game. They mentioned he might be available for a short outing.
Joseph Menifee, who we saw on Thursday night. Full count, this time a spin to second. Runners go, and that ball is just foul. Yep. And you know, baseball may be a sport that lends itself to this more than ever, and because of the SEC network and the ability to watch every game, it feels like the connection with former players to the program is huge. You mentioned to me a second ago, Stuart Turner, former catcher, is here at the ballpark. Fake throw to second. Chris Coughlin was back a couple of weekends ago.
Saw Tanner Mathis walking through on the way to the booth today as well.
Yeah, talked to him earlier. Going all the way back to the early 90s, even people that are here locally, like my buddy Billy Sloan, former catcher on the Ole Miss team. It works. Swing and a miss. Dunhurst goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. A little unconventional to make a pitching change with a 3-2 count.
It's not weird if it works. Nice breaking ball there from Menifee.
First strikeout this weekend for Hayden Dunhurst, second out of the inning.
And I don't believe that Dunhurst saw Menifee in game one. He came in right after Detmer threw to Dunhurst. So I think that was the first time Dunhurst had seen him, but could be wrong on that.
That is correct.
So got to be thinking, if you're back to the logic behind that, that's got to play a role into it as well.
One ball, no strikes to Peyton Chatinier. Elko at second, Graham at first. And that one catches the outside corner. The count goes to 1-1.
Big strikeout by Menifee for a million reasons, none other than Dunhurst is incapable of getting out, it seems, this weekend, but puts a huge spot right here. Almost has an opportunity to make Texas A&M chase the game a little bit. They've exchanged the runs on the solo homer, but have yet to put something in play to score some runs in the non-homer variety.
1-1. Big swing and a miss, 1-2. Not a lot of straight stuff so far from Menifee.
Yeah, you wonder if he maybe goes upstairs now. Chatagnier does have the ability to go get fastballs up in the zone. See if they maybe go change up away now.
Ball in on the hands a little bit, but a fly ball to left field, and Peyton Chatagnier got enough. A 3-run jack for the Rebels. Second baseman Peyton Chatagnier, 9th home run of the year. And Ole Miss takes its first lead of the ball game.
Menifee tries to go in the kitchen of Peyton Chatagnier. Not today. 3-run Jimmy Jack, the second baseman of Ole Miss. So he tries to go up and away, and that ball just goes back over the plate. Chatagnier stays inside of it. Saw him hit about 5 foul ball home runs yesterday. That one was a no-doubter. Nice grab there by the security guard out in left field.
I said in on the hands. That's where the pitch was, but Chatagnier kind of pulled his hands in, and he got the sweet spot of the barrel to that one for his 9th long ball of the season. Big swing and a miss from Leatherwood for strike one. Ole Miss in front 5-2.
That's not the pitch you go to get Chatagnier on. That's his bread and butter. That fastball up. Anything up in the zone, seems to be able to get on top of it. It's the stuff down in a way he struggles with.
0-2 now to Leatherwood after the called strike there. 3 home runs in the game today for Ole Miss. In fact, all of their runs have come on home runs. There's a swing and a miss, pitch in the dirt, and the throw in time to get Leatherwood for the 3rd out of the inning. Big swing by Peyton Chatagnier, 9th home run of the year, and Ole Miss leads at 5-2 after 3. Oh, who's got it better? You can see the bottle tucked away there. Who's got it better than that little guy? Got his bottle, got the fan on him.
Personal fan.
Living, I can't tell if it's a he or a she. So their best life.
It's starting to heat up a little bit. It's been warm, but it feels like it's
First pitch strike to Jordan Thompson.
The bats have certainly heated up, that's for sure.
Ole Miss 3 home runs in the game, have accounted for all of their runs. This one popped into the air to left field. Kevin Graham calling for it. And there's 1 out in the inning as Jordan Thompson flies out to left. A couple of flyouts for him in the ball game.
Yeah, big out there for Gonzalez, getting into that part of the game where he's really struggled.
Diamond.
I'm sorry. Diamond. That 4th, 5th inning has been the Achilles heel for him to get the leadoff hitter like that. Pitch count still 63. That velo on that fastball 89. Be big for him to be able to navigate through this 4th inning, take them into the 5th.
Alabama, by the way, now leads 13-3 over Arkansas. Crimson Tide had been in an absolute tailspin. Lost the first game of the series to Arkansas, but picked up their 11th SEC win yesterday, trying to get number 12 today. Bunt, first base side, and that's a good one, and that's a base hit all day long for Cole Kaler. Bunted it hard enough to get it past the mound. No chance for Chatagnier to get over to first base. No chance for Diamond to get to first base.
Watch Diamond. He's a really good athlete. He was ready for it, and that ball, he was almost ready for the push bunt, not the drag. You could see him trying to get a jump on it to his right. Well executed drag bunt there by Kaler.
Cole Kaler, second on the team with 10 stolen bases this year for Texas A&M. Dylan Rock leading the way, 14 of 19. Kaler, 10 of 13. Here's Trevor Warner. 1 for 2 with a triple and a run scored in the first. Georgia leading 7-3 over Missouri. Auburn leading 1-0 over Kentucky. If those 2 results hold, Kentucky would go to the SEC tournament. The only scenario where Missouri gets in is with a win over Georgia to complete the sweep. and a loss by Kentucky to Auburn. If they both lose, Kentucky gets in. McDaniel staying loose in the bullpen.
He's been loose. It's about 9:30 last night. He's been throwing nonstop.
2-0 from Diamond to Werner. This ball lifted to right field, pretty well hit. That's going to be take the loss against Southeast Missouri State. Ole Miss got bombed by SEMO that night. And that game may have been kind of the low point of the season for Ole Miss. Midweek game, got beat 13-3 at home. Played pretty good baseball since then. Jack Moss, first hitter to face Drew McDaniel. Moss goes after the first fastball at 93 miles an hour and fouls it off third base side.
Moss has a complete approach at the plate, but the way he's hitting the ball the other way, if I'm McDaniel first base open, I may again try to go inside, see if I can't get a jam. See Dunher setting up way away.
Swing and a miss on a fastball there. About that 48 of 51 games. Jack Moss has reached safely 26 multi-hit games. Moss has 5 hits on the weekend, including an RBI single in the first inning today. 41st run batted into the year. Behind in the count 0-2. And he takes up and away, and Daniel loses his hat.
Yeah, Kaler took 2 or 3 hard steps to the plate. McDaniel gave a late look over there and then went to the plate. Kaler really disrupted McDaniel's pitch process there. That was interesting to watch. You see him looking over there at third base again.
One ball, 2 strikes. McDaniel peeked to third. It's fouled away. Breaking ball that time. So you've got Arkansas up 13-3 on, or excuse me, Alabama up 13-3 on Arkansas in the 5th inning. South Carolina leading 3-1 over Florida in the 7th. Auburn up 1-0 on Kentucky. Georgia leading Missouri 7-3. Vandy up 8-4 on LSU, and Tennessee leading 5-2 over Mississippi State. All in 2 strikes once again. Swing and a miss. Good hard breaking ball there from Drew McDaniel.
I think McDaniel looked in at Dunher, said, "We'll take it," because that one backed up on him. Almost a breaking ball that broke like a changeup. You see Moss looking a little befuddled there. That pitch did not do what it was supposed to do, but McDaniel's reaction was hilarious. We'll take it.
I kind of did a double take. I looked up and saw 86 miles an hour. I was like, that's harder than the changeup that he throws, but that very much had a changeup look to it.
I mean, if you looked at Moss's face, he was like, man, what was that? It was the old gyro pitch.
2 down in the inning. Texas A&M has stranded 5 in the game. They've got 2 big runners on base with Kaler at third and Werner at second, with Dylan Rock at the plate, and Rock takes low for ball 1. Dylan Rock leading Texas A&M in runs, home runs, stolen bases, slugging, and on base. A complete player for the Aggies. Huge transfer pickup. Graduated from UTSA and made the move to College Station. The 1-0 to Rock. Up and in. 2-0. This feels like it's a really big spot in the game. There's a lot of baseball left, and it is a hitter's day.
I'm not sure I would want Rock to beat me 2-0. If Bose beats me next, who's been swinging it extremely well, too, I think I can live with that. Be surprised if McDaniel really challenges Rock with fastballs here in 2-0. We'll see where Mike Bianco goes.
I think Jim Schlossnagel wanted to balk there. I think he thought that McDaniel broke glove in hand before he stepped off. But he stepped back and off the rubber, I thought. 2-0 fouled back, 2-1 on the breaking ball.
Yeah, he went breaking ball. That one hung belt high in the middle of the plate.
More of a spinner than a breaker.
Yeah, that did not break very much. Rock didn't miss it by much either.
Come on, Drew. Come on, Drew.
Two down in the inning, couple of runners on base, both in scoring position for Texas A&M. Aggies trailing by 3. 2-1 pitch. Strike 2. Ran a fastball in. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Dylan Rock.
Went right after him there with that fastball. They got Rock on a fastball away in his first AB. Steve Dunhurst bounces outside into the left-handed batter's box to see if they get Rock to chase.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, couple of runners on. Deuce is wild here in the top of the 4th inning. Foul ball. Well, just the littlest of check swings there by Dylan Rock.
Kaler's still dancing over there at third base trying to disrupt McDaniel. We saw him almost balk a moment ago. Just give Rock a slight advantage at the plate.
Fly ball to center field. McCants going back, still going back, and that ball is gone to straightaway center field. A 3-run home run for Dylan Rock, and we are tied at 5. That's what Dylan Rock can do to you. It's his 16th home run of the year, and he goes to 49 runs batted in.
See this fastball absolutely crushed to center field. Then chest high, Rock knew it immediately. Dead center, but that fastball again.
It was right out over the heart of the plate.
I mean, just going back to it, Rock's been swinging extremely well. You got a 3-run game. Bo's coming up, who's been swinging it well as too, but just not sure I want Rock to beat me in that situation.
Yeah, one had 15 home runs, now 16. The other one, Boast, has got 6. Mentioned a second ago, good day to hit, wind helping balls to left field. There was nothing wind aided about that swing from Dylan Rock. Just crushed it. So new ball game once again. Texas A&M answers the 4 runs from Ole Miss in the bottom of the 3rd inning with 3 here in the top of the 4th. 2 out in the inning. The 1-0 to Boast. That's a strike, 1-1.
Boast hit a liner to left field right at Graham, his last at bat. A fastball.
He lines this one out towards center. That's going to fall in front of T.J. McCants. Back-to-back base hits, and that was well hit by Boast.
Yeah, fastball was outside. Still belt high. Boast did a great job going with it.
And I think that's probably the right play by McCants. That ball landed not far from where he was. But by fielding it on the hop, you leave it to a single. If you gamble on a dive and don't get there, Boast is at least at second base, probably at third. Targach takes high for ball 1. Mason Nichols has gotten up in the Ole Miss bullpen. Pitched on Thursday for the Rebels. Targach 0 for 1, a strikeout and a hit by pitch. And he's ahead of the count here, 2-0.
Targot's got hit by a pitch. Got that fastball in, took it off the knee. Tired him on a 2-2 fastball on his first at bat.
Outside 3-0. And that home run may be lingering with Drew McDaniel for a little bit. Gave up the 3-run blast to Rock. Boast get a line drive out into center for a base hit, and now he's behind 3-0 to Ryan Targach. That's a 4-pitch walk. 4-pitch walk to Targach, and now Troy Claunch at the plate, 1 for 2 today. Ground out and an RBI single. That's 5 in a row that have missed from McDaniel.
If you're Claunch here, you still want to be aggressive, but you're looking for one pitch in one location only with the struggles of McDaniel. If he grooves you a fastball, you got to be able to pull the trigger. If not, you got to make him work.
In the dirt, and one of the runners will move up. Boast read that one down, and so he gets over to third base on a wild pitch. And Drew McDaniel really struggling right now. Three and a third for Derek Diamond, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. 1 run so far off of McDaniel. His 2-0. There's a strike.
That one just at 88 on the outside.
Now it goes to 2-2. Troy Claunch, catcher. You remember late in last night's ball game, he took a ball on the collarbone. You can see a little bit of a bruise right there.
The seams. Those are the seams right there.
Good.
Goodness.
Runners at the corners with a 2-2 count and 2 out in the inning. Pitch from McDaniel. Runner at first goes. It'll be a stolen base for Targach.
Targach slowed up. I don't know if he thought that was ball 4. There's obviously no play at all at second base, but the Ole Miss pitching staff has not done Dunhurst any favors behind the plate. He's really had no chance to throw out any of these runners.
So now a full count with first base open and 2 down in the inning. Down low, ball 4, bases loaded. McDaniel had a little bit of a reaction on that, but I mean that pitch really was not close. Second walk issued by McDaniel. So in a third of an inning, he's given up 2 hits, has walked 2, and has a strikeout. And Britt Minnick is coming to the plate here. Minnick, the 9th hitter of the inning for Texas A&M. Four straight have reached safely for Texas A&M. The 3-run home run, a single, and then back-to-back walks.
Pretty good pitch there from McDaniel. Had been just off. We haven't seen Jackson Kimbrell this weekend either. I think that is the only left-hander remaining in the bullpen for Ole Miss. He is not up and throwing. It is still Nichols.
Talked about the second and third with Rock at the plate feeling like a big moment. Now you got another big moment. Bases loaded with 2 out. Brett Minnick has 3 hits on the weekend. He's also struck out 3 times. 0 for 1 today with a walk and a ground out. 27th pitch for Drew McDaniel right here since entering. The 1-1. Out of play, 1-2. So once again, Drew McDaniel a strike away from getting out of the inning. He had Rock with 2 strikes when he gave up the home run. He had Claunch with 2 strikes a moment ago when he walked him. Ahead of the count, a ball and 2 strikes to Brett Minnick with the bases loaded. Tie game, 5-5. A&M has out-hit Ole Miss 8-5 today. The 1-2. Lifted to left. Kevin Graham on the run. Gets to the track. Reaches up. That is a grand slam for Brett Minnick. And a monster inning for Texas A&M. And the Aggies now lead it 9-5. A 3-run home run and a grand slam here in the top of the 4th for Texas A&M. And this game has taken a dramatic turn.
That's a great swing by Minnick. See the fastball away, just goes with it and rides the jet stream out to left.
0 for 2 today with a fly out to center and a fly out to left.
The breaker there from Nichols to Thompson.
It has been an offensive day so far. This one's popped foul, first base side into the seats. A&M with a run in the first. That held up until the bottom of the 2nd inning when Ole Miss tied it with a solo home run from Hayden Dunhurst. Aggies took a 2-1 lead in the top of the 3rd, and Ole Miss put 4 on the board in the bottom of the 3rd. Go up 5-2, but Texas A&M has responded with 7 runs. A 3-run home run by Dylan Rock and a grand slam by Brett Minnick to take a 4-run lead and quiet the crowd here at Swayze. Thompson behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch from Nichols. Part of 7 runs in the top of the 4th to give the Aggies a 4-run advantage. The first pitch to T.J. McCants is in for a strike. Ole Miss answer offensively here in the bottom of the 4th inning with McCants in the 9-hole, then back to the top with Bench and Gonzalez. Swing and a miss. McCants behind in the count, 0-2. Over the top of the 90-mile-an-hour fastball there. 1-2 now to T.J. McCants.
If you're Ole Miss here, again, got to be patient. Can't try to do too much. Ton of baseball left to play. Just got to try to find a way to get base runners on. They've been swinging it really well today.
A&M, as they have all weekend, playing the shift against the left-handed hitting McCants. And he goes down swinging. First out of the inning. Mostly good for Menifee. He's got 3 strikeouts after Prager, the starter, did not strike a batter out. He did give up the 3-run home run to Peyton Chatinier. Justin Bench, top of the order for Ole Miss, hit by a pitch and grounded out. He is 0 for 1. Goes after the first pitch, fouls it over to the A&M dugout. In the dirt for a ball.
Moss playing in a little bit. Bench doesn't bunt much at all. He'll start creeping in just in case Bench decides to push bunt one, but haven't seen him bunt too much over the course of his career.
Bench now behind in the count, 1-2. Would you have guessed that Alabama would lead Arkansas 18-3 in the 6th inning.
I'm not sure I would have guessed Alabama would lead Arkansas. But it's just been the way the league's been. It's been Tennessee and then this just chaotic.
This ball lined toward right field. That ball is down and is fair and into the corner. Extra bases for Justin Bench. He'll go into second base with a one-out stand-up double. Fifth hit of the weekend for Justin Bench.
He continues to go the other way. Gets a fastball up and away and just throws a barrel at it. Great job by Justin Bench and exactly what Ole Miss needs. You don't have to score 4 here in this one. You got to answer in some capacity. Now brings up Jacob Gonzalez, who might be smoke coming off of his bat with the way he's been swinging. It has been hotter than hot.
This was Jacob Gonzalez in his last at bat, a solo home run to start the 3rd inning. Hit it into or just over the back wall of the bullpen. He takes a strike. Gonzalez fouls that one off. He's quickly behind 0-2. Jacob Gonzalez, 4 hits this weekend. He's driven in 3 runs, has 2 home runs. 16 home runs on the year, 12 of them in SEC play. Up to 45 RBIs. Menifee. Left on left, the 0-2. This is up and away there. May have been a change the eye level pitch, nothing close to the plate, and then try to come back with a breaking ball.
You would think. Don't think they'd try to double up. See where they go.
Now 2-2 to Gonzalez. A&M shifted as they have against Gonzalez all weekend. Second baseman Targach out in shallow right field. Got Kaler, the shortstop, on the right side of the second base bag.
Nervous energy right now in the building to that 7th spot from A&M.
2-2. Poked right side. That's handled by the shortstop, Kaler. He was able to keep a foot on the back. Kind of awkward looking there on the throw by Kaler. Bench goes over to 3rd. They're 2 down.
Good job by Gonzalez just to get the barrel on. It's a good pitch from Menifee. Nice play all the way around. Big 2-out opportunity here for Tim Elko. Walking into a big spot here.
Tim Elko does not have a hit on the weekend. Has a sacrifice fly. Did that in the 1st inning yesterday. He has walked 7 times. He takes off speed for strike 1. Tim Elko had a home run last weekend against LSU. Hit one against Southern Miss down in Hattiesburg. 19 home runs on the year. He's tied for 2nd all-time with 47 career home runs at Ole Miss. His next long ball will put him into solo 2nd. Bench at 3rd, 2 down. The 1-1. This ball lifted to right field, and Minnick is going to make the catch in the warning. He's off for Texas A&M. 1 for 2. Bunt single, and it was a good one on the right side. Takes ball 1. 2-0 to Kaler. Three and 0. As bad as the top of the fourth inning was for Ole Miss, it's a 4-run ball game, and it is an offensive day. That is certainly not an insurmountable lead. What you can't afford to do is walk the leadoff man on 4 pitches and then flip the lineup for a Texas A&M offense that has been good and toward the top of the league in most offensive categories.
That 3-0 pitch came in. By the time Dunhurst caught it, Johnson was already moving out in the bullpen for Ole Miss.
Well, and that's Ole Miss's closer. And I think Mike Bianco's looking at this going, we need meaningful pitches from Brandon Johnson. If that means he can give us 3 innings in the middle of the game to try and keep the Rebels in it, then so be it. Trevor Werner has had a good day at the plate. Couple of extra base hits. Triple in the first with a run scored, a fly out in the second, and a double in the fourth.
Kaler can fly, too. Nichols not very quick to the plate. A&M continues to be aggressive, see if they try to take advantage, try to swipe another bag.
Texas A&M has won 6 straight series in league play. 5 of those 6 have been 2 out of 3 series wins. This ball hit high in the air. Not deep enough, though, as Kevin Graham will settle under it. Warner is retired for the first out of the inning. Now you hesitate just for a second on anything in the air to the left.
Well, it's like that one was popped up to what you thought was shallow left field, and Graham kind of took 2 or 3 steps, gliding backwards. But a big out there for Nichols, who's now got Murderer's Row to deal with. Moss, Rock, and Boast.
Runner on first, 1 down for Jack Moss, who is 1 for 3. RBI single in the first inning. He drove in Trevor Werner. Hit a rocket to third base that Bench was able to handle, and then struck out swinging in the fourth. He takes strike 1 here from Mason Nichols.
Get off speed there.
Time called by Moss at the plate.
See where Nichols goes here. Moss has taken just about every fastball he's gotten the other way. Only thing that's fooled him today was that backup breaking ball from McDaniel in his last AB.
Throw over to first. A couple of throws by Nichols, and both of them have been low.
It's also a perfect time to hit and run. You'll have Gonzalez covering the bag at second base with Moss's ability just to hit the ball the other way. That's why you're seeing Nichols just make sure Kaler doesn't get too good of a jump if he decides to go.
4 times this weekend, Jack Moss has gone the opposite way for a hit. Swings and misses late on the fastball there behind 1-2 in the count. His hit today was the opposite way, and he also lined it to Bench at third. So That is a big part of what he does at the plate. The 1-2 from Nichols. Fouled away.
Same pitch there. 1-2 from McDaniel. Got him swinging. Nichols threw that 1-2 curveball. Too much of the plate.
1-2 coming to Moss. He flies it to left. Kevin Graham makes another catch. And there are 2 down in the inning. This weekend up to 16 for the year. Breaking ball drops in for strike 1. Rock now behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Got a couple of rain delays, or at least one rain delay going in the SEC. They have the tarp on the field in Gainesville with South Carolina leading 3-1 over Florida. Wondering if they're in a delay. Yeah, they've got a rain delay in Kentucky and Lexington as well. Looking at a 5 o'clock Eastern time restart for that game with Auburn leading 1-0 over Kentucky. The 0-2.
Saw Dunhurst try to steal it. Might have been just off, but a good pitch. 50-50 ball there from Nichols. See Dunhurst try to snatch that one back. You know, I'm not sure if he really even needs to do that. It's almost, again, you turn, you rotate your wrist and your hand back to the inside instead of moving from the elbow.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pitch, even out without the pullback.
Yeah, the pullback almost makes it seem like it was further out than it was.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out in the inning. Cole Kaler started the inning with a 4-pitch walk. Couple of flyouts from Werner and Moss, and another throw to first. Talked about it earlier. Kaler, second on this Texas A&M team with 10 stolen bases. 4 of them in 6 attempts in the SEC. Doesn't seem like a bad time to run either. Worst case scenario, you get thrown out at second base and you've got Dylan Rock leading off the next inning. Best case, you get to second safely and Rock's got a guy in scoring position. But I don't get paid to make those decisions.
Almost went fastball 1-2. They got Rock in the first on that fastball looking, swinging away there. See if they go back to the breaker now, 1-2.
Two and two now to Dylan Rock.
He's pretty much seen everything you've got to offer so far. you're Mason Nichols, you just got to try to throw whatever pitch you feel most comfortable throwing, most confident in.
The 2-2. Hit to second. Chatinier able to flag it. Flips it. Had a 7-game win streak snapped on Thursday night with the Aggies' 10-5 win. Bounce back with a 14-6 victory yesterday. Kevin Graham to start things off, facing Joseph Menifee. Long swing on a breaking ball there for strike one from Menifee. He's worked an inning and 2/3, came in and had a couple of strikeouts to end the third. Did give up the 3-run home run. Graham hits it just right through the middle of the shift. He'll make an aggressive turn at first, but stop with a leadoff single. Second hit of the ball game for Kevin Graham.
And one of the few times where the shift did not work for Texas A&M. Hits this ball right where the second baseman normally would be. Nice start for Ole Miss, who really need base runners here. It's interesting, they went to the shift, but Werner was playing in on the grass just to keep Graham from dropping a bunt down. We're going to play normal double play depth here with Alderman. I say that, Kaler's now shifting pretty far over. It's going to be tough for him to cover second base. He's playing really far into the hole there. Looks like it's going to be Targach's responsibility to cover second under all scenarios.
Kemp Alderman, 0 for 2. Fly out to right, soft liner to the first baseman. Alderman has a couple of hits on the weekend. He's driven in 4, had a solo home run last night. Big swing and a miss there.
It's a good pitch from Menifee right there. It went inside again on Alderman and then dropped the breaking ball.
It's actually a 2-run home run last night for Alderman, not a solo shot.
See if Menifee tries to go back in with that fastball.
And on the hands, grounded foul. And Kemp Alderman is behind in the count. Ball and 2 strikes.
Think off speed here again to Alderman. They've seemed to have his number today. He's going to have to try to make an adjustment.
The 1-2. Bounced in. It's about a 58-foot pitch there from Menifee.
Claunch came up out of that stance, and I'm not sure he knew what that ball was going to do. A good job keeping it in front, keeping Graham at first base. It's a changeup.
2-2. Bounced it in again. Kevin Graham took 2 or 3 steps towards second base, decided not to go, and then kind of clapped his hands together, thinking that maybe he should have gotten a better read on that, as that one skipped out about halfway to the pitcher's mouth.
Could have gotten there second, but also a time where conservative approach on the base pass, probably the right plan of action, especially with home run hitters coming up. See where they go 3-2 here on Alderman.
2 in a row have bounced in. Dunhurst waits on deck, then Chatinier. Alderman gets a piece of it to stay alive. Spoiled a pretty good pitch there.
Yeah, it's a good breaking ball there from Menifee. Not sure what's going on right here. Oh, I guess umpire Jeff had needed a couple more baseballs. A lot of urgency there to get back on the mound, and I don't know if that one caught Jeff Head or not. Almost backed out, like might have caught him. Didn't really notice if Alderman's foul ball caught him, but taking a while to get reset for this 3-2. Looks like they're going to go back inside.
Another full count pitch coming. And he got him. Breaking ball in on the hands. Alderman goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Fourth strikeout by Menifee. This was Hayden Dunhurst, full extension earlier today. Dunhurst got a solo home run. They got the scoring started for Ole Miss. That was the lead off the second inning, 6th home run of the year for Hayden Dunhurst. Remember, Dunhurst was at the plate with a 3-2 count when Jim Schlossnagle made the pitching change. Brought Joseph Menifee in. And he got Dunhurst on a breaking ball swinging. First time that Dunhurst had struck out this weekend. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Menifee has given Jim Schlossnagle and Texas A&M exactly what they needed. 3 hits allowed. That one of those 3 was the 3-run home run. Only 1 run charged to him. He struck out 4. Now Dunhurst is ahead in the count, 3-0.
Call those respectful pitches to Dunhurst. None of those were overly competitive. Looks like they're trying to get him to chase something. See if they just bump one outside here.
Strike hits the corner. Probably taking all the way there. Texas A&M shifting against Dunhurst. The third baseman, Werner, the only man on the left side of the infield, and he's playing where the shortstop normally would play. Here the 3-1, and he hits it right to the third baseman, Werner, to second for 1, to first for a double play. There was a lot of open space on the left side of the infield, and Dunhurst hit it the only place where he's thrown 46 pitches in his second outing of the weekend. First pitch strike from Mason Nichols.
Going back to that last half inning, you don't see many 5-6-3 double plays, do you?
No. Fouled off. Boast is behind in the count, 0-2. LSU has come all the way back in Nashville. They trailed 6-3. They're actually down 6-0. Then it was 6-3. Then 6-4. Then 8-4. Then 8-7. Then 9-7. But 3 more runs for LSU, and they now lead at 10-9 over Vanderbilt, trying to sweep the Commodores in Nashville. Just outside for ball 1.
Vandy's going to be an interesting RPI at 5 going into the day, but to end it on sweep, and if be interesting to see what the committee does. I would think even with that RPI, they'd probably be out of the host, but
this ball lined up the middle, base hit. Nichols tried to get a glove on it. That one was well hit by Boast. Leadoff man on for Texas A&M for the second inning in a row.
Nice swing there. Stayed right inside that fastball. A&M with another leadoff hitter on.
Got the leadoff man on in the first inning, the second inning, the 5th, and now the 6th. Targach officially 0 for 1. Struck out swinging in the first. He's been hit by a pitch and walked, and has scored a run today. 4-run advantage for Texas A&M.
1-0 breaking ball there from Nichols.
The 1-1.
Good off-speed pitch there. Brandon Johnson continues to throw. Would think if they get another base runner, Mike Bianco may go to his closer.
Targac behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Fouled away. About a grand slam for LSU. To make it 14-9. They trailed 6-0 in the game. They've scored 7 in the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, and so what LSU all of a sudden play their way out of any host opportunity. Playing their way back into it too. RPI 24 before the game. Their 37th win overall.
Fouled back again by Targac. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning now in Tuscaloosa with Alabama leading 18-5 over Arkansas. Bama did it with 3 big innings, 6 in the second, 6 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth. South Carolina and Florida in a rain delay. Same thing for Auburn and Kentucky. Missouri has tied the game with Georgia in Athens 7-7 to second. Chance for 2. Gonzalez over to Elko with an RBI single and a run scored after walking. Batting with the bases empty and a 4-run lead for Texas A&M. Launch goes after the first pitch and hits it a long way foul down the right field line. Difference in the game right now, a 7-run top of the 4th for Texas A&M with Ole Miss leading 5-2. Texas A&M got a 3-run home run from Dylan Rock to tie it. And then a grand slam from Brett Minnick. Left-handed hitter hit it the opposite way. High fly ball to left field. A little bit of a help from the wind. Into the left field bullpen. And the Aggies were cheering.
Claude squared there with bench all the way back on the grass. 6 consecutive at-bats for Claunch with a breaking ball to start. And his last couple, he's gone after him. He's taken several for strikes. Saw him foul that one off. Got a base hit on a first pitch breaking ball earlier in the day.
Swings over top of the breaking ball there and is behind in the count 1-2. So Mason Nichols trying to keep Texas A&M where they are and give his offense a chance to try and climb back in it. The 1-2. Strike 3. Chatagner's got a 3-run home run today for Ole Miss. He shows bunt and pulls back. Takes ball 1. This was Chatagner earlier today. On his hands in. Got the barrel on it. Drove it in over the left field bullpen. He takes a strike here and it's 1-1.
Menifee there, plus count, goes back to off speed. See if he gives Chatagner a fastball here down the stretch.
1-2. Chatagner goes down on strikes, and Menifee continues to pitch well. That's his 5th strikeout since coming into the game. He gave up the 3-run home run to Chatagner.
See another really good breaking ball there. Perfect location to the right-hand hitter, down and in. Got him on Alderman in the frame last time.
Ben Van Cleve coming to the plate. Van Cleve pinch hitting for Hayden Leatherwood, who was 0 for 2 cue shot fielded by the catcher and a strikeout. Van Cleve cues this one foul. And Van Cleve from Indianola, third season, third generation Ole Miss Rebel, played at Northwest Community College and would love a big base hit and is possibly final at bat at home. 1 ball, 1 strike. Van Cleve has never been an everyday player. He's DH some. He's filled a big role as a pinch hitter. He's been a really good teammate, and he's been an important voice in that locker room, especially this season.
Especially when Ole Miss was at their lowest point. He was one of the emotional guys just to try to keep the energy level up.
2 balls and a strike to Van Cleve. Takes a breaking ball, and it was called a strike. Van Cleve thought it was high, and so did a bunch of the Ole Miss fans. Two-two to Van Cleve. And he hits it on the ground to short. Fielded by Kaler for the second out of the inning.
And if he just in cruise control right now. Good fastball, good movement there. Gets in the hands of Van Cleve. If you're Ole Miss, you've got to just try to figure out a way to get Menifee out of the game. Continue to get into the bullpen.
Menifee has now gone 3 innings in relief. He's thrown 50 pitches. Second relief outing of the weekend. Texas A&M's had a couple of right-handers throwing, just one right now. TJ McCants takes ball 1. It's a very half-hearted appeal from Jeff Head down to Jeff Wright. Big innings have happened all over the SEC today. We talked earlier about Alabama with 2 6-run innings and a 5-run inning. Missouri has scored 7 in the top of the 7th to take a 10-7 lead over Georgia. It's called a strike. LSU has scored 8 in the 8th inning to take a 15-9 lead over Vanderbilt. 2-2 now to TJ McCants, batting with 2 outs, trying to keep the inning alive. Now 3-2.
Good patience here from McCants. And if he's laboring a little bit after throwing as many pitches as he has, second outing of the weekend. Big for Ole Miss if McCants is able to reach to bring bench up.
Full count offering to McCants. Swing and a miss. It's a strikeout. The 6th strikeout for Menifee. He gets Ole Miss 1, 2, 3 in the 6th inning, and the Aggies still lead it by 4. Three innings left in the regular season. Texas A&M with a 9-5 lead over Ole Miss. 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Aggies. 5-7 and 0 for Ole Miss. Rebels got 5 hits in the first 3 innings of this game, but only 2 in the last 3, as Joseph Menifee has absolutely handcuffed this Ole Miss offense. He made the mistake against Chatagnier, who hit the 3-run home run, but aside from that, 6 strikeouts. And now Ole Miss turning to its closer to start the 7th inning. Brandon Johnson, the senior from Cottondale, Alabama, 6 feet, 195 pounds. And Mike Bianco is asking his closer to give him extended innings, has not pitched this weekend. 57 strikeouts in 34 and a third, but trying to keep the margin right where it is.
Yeah, you got 9 outs to work with offensively. The fresh closer, absolutely right time to bring Johnson in. High velo guy, fastball can get up in the 98 range, curveball and a changeup. Ole Miss is not throwing a guy out there with this type of velocity, Texas A&M, so it'll be a different look for them this weekend.
Brett Minnick, difference in the ball game was this swing. Got it up in the air and sent it into the left field bullpen, an opposite field home run, the 7th home run of the year for Brett Minnick. He bats here to start the 7th for Texas A&M. And he takes a first pitch strike from Brandon Johnson. 20th appearance of the year for Brandon Johnson. Got 9 saves. This is not a save opportunity, though, for Johnson. In fact, the only way he can factor into the decision is if he gets the win.
First pitch changeup there from Johnson, too. Back to the fastball there at 94. He's going to have to keep Ole Miss in it. There's no doubt. There's really nothing left in the pen with extended innings for Ole Miss. I think Max Chofie just ran down to the bullpen, who's been coming off of Tommy John surgery with limited appearances. And that's where the John Gaddis suspension really playing a role in the depth of the Ole Miss bullpen.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Brett Minnick. Check swing, and Minnick went around. He is called out on strikes. I think that's fairly surprising to Minnick there.
Yeah, see Johnson go breaking ball here. That thing dropped off the table. Side look at that.
Ooh, tough break for
sure.
Minnick.
Yeah,
He did not go around.
that is a tough break. Good break for Ole Miss with Johnson trying to get the leadoff guy. Able to do so. Been tough assignment all weekend long.
Longest outing of the year for Brandon Johnson. He's actually done it twice. Went 3 2/3 against Alabama. 3 2/3 against Mississippi State. Got a bunch of 2-inning outings. He's behind in the count 2-0 to the 8-hole hitter Jordan Thompson, who is 0 for 3. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout. He hits this one high in the air to shallow center field. 2 down.
Economical start for Johnson. See how Kaler attacks him here. Johnson just throwing. Obviously, you want to try to extend him as long as you can. We'll see Tim Elko come in on defense after Kaler dropped a perfect drag bunt earlier in the game.
Cole Kaler. He's been on base twice today. Bunt single with a run scored. Walked in the 5th. Also has a fly out to center. He takes a first pitch strike. Brandon Johnson got his only win of the season against Kentucky. That was a 2-inning outing where he struck out 5. Has gotten a save in each of his last 5 appearances. 1 against Arkansas, 1 against Missouri, 1 against Southern Miss, and 2 against LSU. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kaler. Lifted to left. Graham takes about 2 steps. SEC Western Division crown. Regardless of the outcome here, Texas A&M is going to be the 2 seed in Hoover because they have the tiebreaker over Arkansas. This one's fouled off by Justin Bench. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Rebels' third baseman. Top of the order here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ole Miss down to its final 9 outs, which is a lot of time. But Joseph Menifee has been eating outs. 3 2/3 innings. He's got 6 strikeouts. Rebels have struggled with the lefty out of the pen. And Bench swings over a breaking ball.
Heavy breaking ball here to Justin Bench. And able to find the barrel to it. See if they go back to it again.
Chopper to short. Kaler on the run in time. That is 6 in a row. Retired by Menifee since Kevin Graham led the 5th inning off of the single. Strikeout, double play ball, strikeout, ground out, strikeout, ground out.
4 consecutive breaking balls there to Bench. Ole Miss is going to have to make an adjustment. 65 pitches. He has been really impressive, putting outside the home run, which we talked about earlier, the only blemish, but putting up zeros for A&M.
This one bounces into Jacob Gonzalez. Hit a solo home run. He's 1 for 3 today. 16th home run of the year for Gonzalez. All 5 of Ole Miss's runs today have come from the long ball. Solo home run by Dunhurst, solo shot by Gonzalez, and a 3-run blast from Peyton Chatinier. Which is so different than what we talked about last night. It wasn't until late where Ole Miss got a couple of home runs, but really hit the ball all over the ballpark. Last night, Ole Miss 14 runs on 17 hits. 3-0 now to Jacob Gonzalez. There's a strike.
A&M completely conceding a bunt opportunity to Gonzalez. Obviously, not a guy you don't necessarily want to lay it down because he's been swinging it so well, but if he wanted to try to get Ole Miss a base runner, it's wide open. Werner moved out to shallow left field, moved Kaler back to shortstop.
Outside, ball 4. So a 1-out base runner for Ole Miss. Jacob Gonzalez on base for the 2nd time today. Tim Elko coming to the plate. And we can talk about the at-bats he's had. He does not have a hit on the weekend. He's walked 7 times. And that's great. I mean, great plate discipline and awareness. You get to a point where you need a guy like Tim Elko to do something besides walk.
Yeah, he charged into one in his last AB.
Or wouldn't it make this game feel different?
It would.
If it was a 2-run game as opposed to a 4-run game. By Brett Minnick. So here's Tim Elko facing Polish. And the first pitch by Polish is a fastball. 88 miles an hour. Got the corner at the knees. Tim Elko 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored. One ball, 1 strike.
Really went inside on the fastball to Elko when Polish faced him the first time, and then went off speed on 3-2. Saw first pitch fastball and change up there.
The 1-1. Way upstairs. Fastball kind of got away from him there.
And the shift again with A&M. Potential for a double play going to be really difficult. Have to be Targash taking everything at second base.
Chopper to third, fielded to second for 1, to first. A double play. Polish gets Texas A&M out of the inning. And that's what you look for when you get somebody out of the bullpen. 5-4 to 3.
Yeah, it's twice Ole Miss has now hit into the shift for a double play. A lot of field the other way, but Hallshay will get the job done. Aggies still up 4.
Texas A&M is 6 outs away from an outright SEC Western Division championship in year 1 for Jim Schlossnagle. With a win, they claim the title outright. With a loss, they share the title with Arkansas. But they are the number 2 seed in Hoover by virtue of the tiebreaker, winning 2 out of 3 against the Razorbacks. And A&M's done a lot of that in the last 6 weeks. 6 straight series wins, 5 of them were they just got it done with 2 out of 3 wins. And then a sweep last weekend against Mississippi State. A&M won here on Thursday night 10-5, lost last night 14-6. And the Aggies have a 4-run lead in the top of the 8th inning. Trevor Werner, couple of hits today, triple and a double. Triple to lead off the game, scored on the RBI single from Jack Moss. He flew out in the 2nd, doubled and scored in the 4th, and flew out in the 5th. Top of the order, the top of the 8th for A&M. Swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. Not anywhere close there. Dunhurst has to throw down to first base. 2nd strikeout for Brandon Johnson since coming into the game. And that is now 6 in a row retired between Mason Nichols and Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, it was a good job by Dunhurst. Took the hard route by going in front of the base runner. Good job smothering that one, making a good throw.
Jack Moss. That's a hard slider on the inside corner there. Moss 1 for 4. He had that single that drove in a run back in the 1st inning. Hit it sharply through the left side. Kentucky in the process of trying to break Missouri's heart. Missouri has come from down 6-1 at Georgia to take a 10-7 lead, but Kentucky has scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And they now lead at 5-2 over Auburn in the bottom of the 7th. A Kentucky win and no result from Missouri matters. Kentucky would be in the SEC tournament. It would take a Kentucky loss and a Missouri win for the Tigers to get in as the 12 seed. My goodness, LSU leads 21-9 over Vanderbilt going to the bottom of the 9th. Tennessee trying to sweep Mississippi State. They're up 10-4 in the top of the 8th inning. Two balls and 2 strikes to Jack Moss.
Just another good at bat by Moss. Fighting off good breaking balls, fighting off fastballs.
Full count pitch. And this one stays up, and Texas A&M gets a 1-out base runner. Good at bat. With Dylan Rock coming to the game.
No, alluded to this several times this weekend, but might be the last time the meat of the order comes up for A&M. Guess it could come back around to the 9th, but only
probably not a good thing if it comes through again.
Yeah, I was going to say, but just in case they don't, I mean, Ole Miss the entire weekend only able to get through 2, 3, and 4 for Texas A&M one time without them reaching base. Just shows you what kind of engine they are for this offense.
It's an incredible stat over a 3-game series. First pitch strike to Dylan Rock. And it has not happened today.
It's now 4 of 5 Rocks taking first pitch strikes to a guy with that kind of abilities, the patience.
Fly ball down the right field line. That ball slicing foul and will go out of play. Calvin Harris, by the way, into right field. So you had Ben Van Cleve pinch hit for Leatherwood, and then Harris comes in defensively. The 1-2. Fouled back, and we will do it again in about a minute or so.
And
Not
again,
SEC related, but interesting probably to some folks in the state of Mississippi. Ole Miss plays Southern Miss twice a year. They split the series this year with Southern Miss winning in Pearl and Ole Miss getting the win in Hattiesburg. Johnson steps off. Southern Miss went on the road this weekend to Middle Tennessee, and they swept that series from MTSU. They are the outright champion. They clinched that on Thursday night and likely to be hosting a regional in Hattiesburg. They've got the Conference USA tournament in their home ballpark at Pete Taylor next week. 1-2. Of course, Ole Miss hosted Southern Miss as the 2 seed in the Oxford Regional last year. And Southern forced that deciding game on Monday afternoon, and Rebels got the win and advanced to the Super Regional. But Scott Berry, a tremendous baseball coach and one of the all-time good guys in college baseball as well. So congratulations to Southern Miss. It's been a different year in Mississippi in college baseball than we've seen. Southern Miss probably going to be a host. Mississippi State, the reigning national champions, not even going to make it to Hoover this year. And Ole Miss, who was in a tailspin, has either climbed all the way out of the hole or is very, very close to doing so.
that's twice Moss has tried to get a running start on a steal. That's why Johnson stepped off twice. Bench is called for that step off, so is Elko. If you're wondering why that almost looked awkward from Johnson, because Moss was about to take a secondary lead and swipe second base.
In on the hands, fielded by Bench. Only play is to first, and that's a good play by Justin Bench, the Rebels' third baseman. And a good job by Brandon Johnson to retire Dylan Rock for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, jam sandwich there. Nice pitch by Johnson. Nice play by Bench. Big spot here for Johnson. He's able to come in and get a couple zeros, get out of this jam. Ole Miss still 6 outs to play with. A&M continues to add. Again, it's all the mental aspect of baseball, especially offensively. When you're in the slam zone, you feel like you got a shot. A&M's able to get that 5th run across. It'll feel really big for their bullpen guys down the stretch.
Fouled off, third base side.
Nice snag there.
Two outs in the inning. Jack Moss out at second base. Brandon Johnson in his second inning of relief got a strikeout and a couple of flyouts from the bottom 3 of the order in the 7th. Strikeout, walk, and a ground out here in the 8th.
They got him.
Got him picked off out at second base. Chatinier running toward third. Bench gets the tag. Rodney Gray is our engineer. I will say this about Rodney Gray. If we told him in 2 minutes we need to go live from the moon, he would figure out a way to get us live from the moon. Mason Atkins, our associate producer. It's been a pleasure for years now working with Jim Holder, our producer, and David Dillard. I mean, everybody's got to have one in the group, and David is ours. He's the director. Ooh.
Oh, there's another one off Clanch, same spot off the neck.
That one almost looked like it was side of the neck. Did it catch that same collarbone spot?
I don't know where it exactly hit, but it did not look good.
This today, we'll take one more look.
Oh, right off the side.
He got him in the side of the neck, right there along the kind of the bottom jaw line.
Yep.
Whew. Today is the 110th broadcast of the year. Started back in the fall with soccer. Rolled through men's and women's basketball, a bunch of volleyball, baseball and softball. And we've got a great team and appreciate the work from all of them. And it's a mix. It's people who do this professionally as a living. Got some graduate students, current students who are interested in the broadcast field as well. And it's a great group. And we appreciate all of the work.
Takes a lot to make people like me look decently smart, so I appreciate them for that.
Well, our crew is good. They're not that good.
I mean, it is a tall task, but it is a Herculean effort all year long.
2-2 to Kevin Graham. Swings and misses. That is a strikeout for Polish. And Ole Miss down to its final 5 outs as Kevin Graham goes down swinging.
Graham just missed all of those sliders by about 10 feet combined. Did not see that one well. Except Kemp Alderman. The interesting matchup here. We've seen them go inside, try to get in the hands of Kemp Alderman. See if they go inside fastball or try to drop that slider. He's done a really good job of tying him up. They got him on the 3-2 curveball down and in his previous at-bat. Go right back inside.
Kemp Alderman, who has 4 runs batted in on the weekend, is 0 for 3 today. A fly out, soft liner to Mostyn at first base, and a strikeout swinging. Takes it for ball 1.
Again, ton of room to punch one through the other side of the infield. Nobody at second base.
You might want an outside pitch to do that, but he would have needed a telephone pole to get to that one to go the opposite way. Three and one now to Kemp Alderman.
Yeah, if you're Kemp here, again, 4-run ball game, need a base runners. Take a hack if it's in there, but make sure it's that one pitch that you've envisioned in your head before he throws it.
3-1. Not close, and Kemp Alderman draws the walk.
4 straight after a leadoff strike to start that at bat.
And Kemp Alderman represents right now what Ole Miss has to have in this game, and that's base runners.
Man, last time the situation, Dunhurst had a 3-run count and almost took a defensive swing. I mean, it was down and away, and he took a slap at it, hit it right to the third baseman, Werner, playing shortstop. They were able to turn another double play. It will again shift here. If he wanted to, again, pushing it down the line on a bunt puts 2 runners on.
The only risk that you run is you've got to bunt it past the mound.
Yeah, and you'd rather it even go foul than back to the pitcher.
So you're looking, if you're talking about a bunt, it's got to be a hard bunt on the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, Hayden Dunhurst might say, hey, guys, I don't know
swinging
if
it pretty
you've
well.
seen the way I'm swinging it this weekend. You might want something other than a bunt from me. Wind blowing out to straightaway center field. The 1-1. Outside for ball 2.
A good location there from Polish. That was a good pitch. Good take from Dunhurst. You see Dunhurst on top of the plate, tempting Polish to come inside with that fastball.
Fouled back. Texas A&M has right-hander Robert Hogan throwing in the bullpen. Hogan's a guy they've used a lot. That's number 13 out there. Also the lefty Will Johnston, who we saw earlier this weekend. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hayden Dunhurst. He hits it off the end of the bat to center field. Thompson broke back, now has to come flying in, and he makes the catch. I think because that ball was hit off the end of the bat, he misjudged it.
Yeah, he had to really hit the gas to come back and then get that one. Nice slider there from Polish to get the second out. Hadn't even thrown a pitch yet in his warm-ups. I've seen umpires shorten up guys' warm-up pitches for that reason. Hadn't seen it this weekend.
Chatinier takes ball 1 in the dirt. Calvin Harris waits on deck. Hogan's 1-0. Fell down on that delivery.
Obviously, Ole Miss still hitting here, but since the 7-run fireworks in the top of the 4th, 8 consecutive zeros thrown up by these bullpen arms for both clubs.
Ole Miss trying to change that with 4 outs remaining. Chatinier 1 for 3 with a 3-run home run. Outside ball 3.
Good pitch there from Hogan. Good take, holding up on that. That was 2-0 breaking ball right on the outside part of the plate.
Chatinier a pull hitter, no question. Texas A&M with all 3 infielders on the left side of the bag. And Moss holding the runner at first. There's a fastball strike at 90 miles an hour. LSU has finished off their first ever 3-game sweep at Vanderbilt.
After getting swept for the first time ever at home, Bo.
21-10 the final. Make your football score jokes as feels appropriate. 3-1. This one to short. Over to second for the force, and Ole Miss does nothing in the bottom of the 8th inning. We go to the 9th, A&M leading it by 4. We go to the 9th inning at Swayze Field on the final day of the regular season. Texas A&M trying to clinch its first ever SEC Western Division Championship. With a win, they will be the outright winners of the West after Arkansas lost 2 of 3 today. They lost 18-5 to Alabama in the regular season finale. Maybe the biggest story of the game today, outside of the 3-run home run and grand slam from Texas A&M, was the work of Joseph Menifee. 4 innings of relief with 6 strikeouts. Really settled this game in. He gave up the 3-run home run to Chatinier, but after that, and only one of those runs was credited to him, But after that, he carved Ole Miss up with his breaking ball.
He's in line for his second win of the weekend.
Big swing and a miss from Boast. I made a comment to you when we were in a commercial break after that 7-run top of the fourth. The way the game was going, 9 runs probably wasn't going to be enough for either team to win this game. It may very well be enough as Boast gets a leadoff single to left here in the top of the ninth.
Really good job there from Boast. Goes upstairs. Talked about the velocity of Brandon Johnson's fastball. Is able to get on top of that one. Interesting, can't really play that game exactly because you never know how it's going to go. But Moss was dancing around the bases last inning, gets picked off. Would have been a run right there had that result carried from last inning. Interesting decision from Moss trying to swipe third with 2 outs.
Have not been closely following the PGA Championship today. Conditions look rough in Tulsa.
Well, yeah.
Not a lot of red numbers today.
Yeah, that's what was cold out there.
Yeah.
I mean, walking in to the heat and seeing it on TV, guys in long sleeves and vests, all that.
It'll feel like that here tomorrow. Maybe not quite that cold. 1 ball and 1 strike to Targach. Now 2-1. Targach does not have a hit today. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout, hit by pitch. Walk, the run scored, and grounded into a double play. Pops it out of play on the third base side. Tennessee wins the regular season SEC crown. That was wrapped up a week ago. They finished 25-5. They go 49-7 for the year, 25-5 in SEC play. 2-2 from Brandon Johnson. Just missed inside. Number 1 seed in the SEC tournament, and I really don't see a scenario where they're not the number 1 seed overall. Oregon State kind of been in the running for that, but they lost twice this weekend to UCLA in Corvallis.
1 seed has not been kind in postseason play.
Last time you had a national champion that was the number 1 seed overall, Miami, in 1999.
It's one of the weirdest things in sports. Tennessee's going to make a run for that one, though. That team is well equipped to handle a postseason run.
So Mississippi State season comes to an end today. Below 500 overall and 9-21 in the SEC. Just 1 year removed from winning first national championship in school history. Fly ball, right field, well hit. Harris on the run. Ballpark's not going to hold this one. Texas A&M with some insurance here in the top of the 9th inning. A 2-run home run from Ryan Targach, his 13th home run of the year, and his 10th in SEC play. And he hit it a ton.
He hit it a ton and admired it. He knew it right off the bat. Watch. Look how ball jumps on that bat. He knew it. Took a nice little look at it. Insurance indeed. Texas A&M. Long ball has been kind. Misplayed by the Aggie fan out in the outfield, though. If that's the worst thing that Texas A&M's done today, I think they'll take it.
Now an 11-5 lead. Hole's gotten a little deeper.
I mean,
Ole Miss.
not only did he fall into it, picking it up, but the read off the bat, tough.
Troy Claunch, 1 for 3. The 0-2 to Claunch. This one is lifted into right center field. McCants on the run. He will track it down a step shy of the wall in the warning track for the first out of the inning.
He came back for another one. My man out there is just trying to get the Ole Miss fans giving it to him out there. I mean, he got a great jump out there. I mean, the only one who got a better jump was T.J. McCants. I mean, he jumped out of his seat when that ball went in the air.
1 out. Brett Minnick. Biggest swing of the day for Texas A&M belongs to Minnick in a 5-5 game in the bottom of the 4th inning. He got one high up in the air, headed to left field, and hit it into the Texas A&M bullpen just beyond the left field wall. Kevin Graham made a run, tried to jump up and rob it, couldn't get his glove to it. Minnick hit his 7th home run of the season, a grand slam. That gave Texas A&M the 4-run advantage that has been the difference in the game until this inning with the 2-run homer from Targach. Georgia has tied the game with Missouri at 10 in the bottom of the 9th inning. They're in the top of the 9th inning in Lexington with Kentucky leading 6-2 over Auburn. Kentucky holds on to get that win. They will take 2 from Auburn, and they will be the 12 seed in the SEC tournament. Strike 3 called. Minnick goes away looking. Second time that he has struck out today in the 2nd out of the inning.
Getting some air time. Man.
You think they're showing him the video?
I think so. My guy did not put any sunscreen on there. That face got some sun today.
Looks like Ole Miss is going to be the 9 seed. Please do not hold me to that. There are a bunch of different scenarios. But if they are the 9 seed, then they would play in the 3rd game of the day on Tuesday against the 8. And then the winner of that game would get Tennessee in the 3rd game of the day on Wednesday.
I know that gets delayed. Is it 4 o'clock or so? Is that the first pitch? Do they have it?
Yeah, 4:30 Central Time scheduled first pitch. 3-1. Chopper foul. That's why you don't try to grab those.
Yeah, you just let that one go.
Nolan Kane, the third base coach for Texas A&M, longtime LSU assistant. He's the recruiting coordinator. Considered to be one of the elite recruiters in all of college baseball. Full count pitch. Fly ball to left. Kevin Graham going to watch this one leave the yard as Jordan Thompson goes deep. That is his second home run of the year, and Texas A&M has stretched the lead once again. Their second home run here in the top of the ninth inning.
That one was a bomb. That one got all the way to the
Texas Tech, and first pitch misses for ball one.
I don't think it was Baylor.
Oklahoma. 2-0 to Cole Kaler, the 9-hole hitter. I don't think it was Oklahoma. But by golly, I'm going to look it up. Strike on the inside corner. TCU. It's TCU, Texas Tech, and Texas. Feels like a long time ago. The event was delayed a year and a half ago.
That was the ice storm thing, right?
Yeah, the event was delayed for a day. Instead of starting on Friday, they started it on Saturday.
Some of the teams had a hard time getting into Dallas. That was crazy.
Well, and after shutting the previous season down, they opened it up. Huge crowds. Two balls and two strikes to Cole Kaler. 2 outs in the inning. Base is empty. Max Chofie trying to get an out and get the Rebels to the plate in the bottom of the ninth. Pitch misses for ball 3. Full count. Now to Cole Kaler. Single 2-run home run, fly-out strikeout, and a solo shot for Texas A&M here in the top of the ninth. Strike 3 called. Cole Kaler goes away looking. Texas A&M adds 3 insurance runs here in the ninth. First, it was Ryan Targach going deep to right, and then Jordan Thompson hitting his second home run of the year. Texas A&M 12, Ole Miss 5 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. For the third consecutive day, we are closing in on 4 hours. It took us 4 hours and 7 minutes on Thursday night, 4 hours and 5 minutes last night. We had fun with this earlier. The average finish of the Boston Marathon runners over a 20-year period was 3 hours and 54 minutes. And so if you started the Boston Marathon, not you or me, Matt, but if the average runner of the Boston Marathon started when this game began, they would be done.
Do that in 3.5 days.
Yeah. Shannon Singletary, who is Shannon's title?
Senior Associate AD for Sports Performance, I think.
Yeah.
Handles all nutrition.
Ran the Boston Marathon this year. Had a good time. It was faster than this game, by the way. Shannon, a great guy. He's been running a few years. Buddy Brett Beecham kind of got him into it. They've been training together. I think Brett ran his 14th Boston Marathon this year. He's chasing 20 of them.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just trying to get myself up to go for any type of run in the morning, 20 in a row.
Calvin Harris leading off for Ole Miss. Harris came into the game defensively after Ben Van Cleve pinch hit for Hayden Leatherwood. First at bat for Calvin Harris. Grounds it on the right side, fielded by Targach, the second baseman. And there's one away in the ninth. The Texas A&M is 2 outs away from clinching its first SEC Western Division championship. Aggies joined the SEC in 2012. Made the transition along with Missouri from the Big 12. Obviously, lots of changes happening in the SEC. A couple of years from now, we'll have 2 more Big 12 members making the transition as Knox LaPosser will pinch hit for TJ McCants. LaPosser, the right-handed hitter, he's a senior, and takes. One-two pitch fouled back by LaPosser. He's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You don't think those stadiums will be buzzing for the first SEC series between A&M and Texas?
Knox LaPosser, the senior catcher from Madison, Mississippi, Jackson Prep High School. Ninth game that LaPosser has played in this year. Swings and misses. That's a strikeout. There are 2 down in the inning. So Will Johnston gets a ground out and a strikeout, and Johnston is trying to close things out for Texas A&M. The Aggies are going to be the number 2 seed in the SEC tournament by virtue of being the top team in the SEC Western Division. Kentucky has won against Auburn. Georgia came from behind against Missouri. So Kentucky has locked up the number 12 seed in the tournament. We've got the field set. Missouri and Mississippi State, the 2 teams out of the league that will not be there. And the seeding is getting pretty close to set. We do not yet have a final. I think they are still in a rain delay in Gainesville, with South Carolina leading 3-1 over Florida. That game went into a delay at 2:55 Central Time, so they're a couple of hours into that. Chopper for Garrett Wood, pinch hitting. Fielded by Targac. Throws over. Texas A&M